Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camp Patton Family Compound, Monday night fireside chat. And I got tonight, hopefully she'll show up, Tammy from Rebel Canners. We do have Mark from Chef Tech here. And so tonight's Monday night fireside chat has an interesting topic. It is 1 year of canning topics. So let me get things set up here. And we're going to pop up here. All right, so I got Mark here. Oh, here's all right, coming in. There she is.
Phew.
I was getting worried.
There was a little internet issue. I have no Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, I noticed that. Let's see here. I'm looking at it on Valentine Wolf is saying the internet's acting up for him. Fortunately, on my Camp Patton and Grayman that are plugged into the system, I have not seen anything. But the other thing interesting about this is Facebook is screwing around with an update, causing other streaming platforms to have problems. Because like when I set this up, you probably saw it too when you went and set it up on it. Anybody commenting from Facebook will be just notified as will be identified as Facebook user and not who they are. So yeah. Well, let's say hi to everybody. Let's get over here and run it back up to the top. So, I got discrepancies here.
I hopped on Tammy's channel on my phone because I can't watch chat on the iPad without closing the screen out. So, hi, Tammy. I'm on your channel.
All right. So, Valentine Wolf was first, followed by Mark checking in. Shady Hill Homestead, Walt Rogers, Diana 2. And Diana 2 checked in on both sides.
Oh, Howie's on your side, Tammy.
Yeah. We got Northern Girl Hobbies on Tammy's side. Howie Food Forest Permaculture on Tammy's side. Kaylin Strain is here. Sue Me is here. Mona Did What is on Tammy's side. And there's Mark on both sides. Chipper 66 is in the house. And Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man is here. Yeah, this has been an interesting fake book day today. Because I thought of something and I was going to start doing it, and fake books acting up just in general. Yeah, I'm calling it fake book because it ain't working right. So it's a fake program right now.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, it did it. Kaylin Strain went to fake book, and it said, and she did comment test. It came in. It's saying Kaylin Strain, so it is working. Angels Homestead just came in on your side there, Tammy.
Thank you, everybody.
Right. So, idea. Those that peruse fake book, the Rebel Canners group page, if you see an interesting question that somebody's asking over there, and they got a picture with it, you can click on the picture, save it, add it to an email with the question, and send it to Tammy or me for us to add to a Q&A night. And we can if we can collect 10 or 12 good questions that it's going to take a while to answer and go through, we can have Q&A nights for what people are asking about.
Yeah, but other people that are asking the questions, you have to tell them that their question will be answered on a live stream.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, you can just put it in there. But I expect to get 2 or 3 duplicates of some of the questions, which is perfectly fine. I'd rather get too many people sending the same question, saying from the same person, saying, "Hey, this," and froze. And then I'd rather do that and sort it out rather than missing a good question.
Hey, Tammy, I got a swinging deal on a case of Jim Beam in the 175s. How do I can that so it lasts longer? Okay, that was rhetorical.
You almost made me spit water.
Somebody asked that this week in Rebel Canners.
No doubt.
Exactly that way. But how do they preserve their alcohol by canning it? And we're all like, oh, no, 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 no.
I was like,
Leave it
pour
in
it
the
in a
bacteria.
jar, put the lid and ring on there, extra tight, put it 20 feet from the stove for 5 minutes. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wait, just a minute.
Keep it in the cabinet. It'll ferment into alcohol and it'll last forever.
Like that?
There you go.
yeah. Yeah, hey,
It's either water
how
or
did they,
Everclear or vodka or gin. Pick one.
how do the hillbillies preserve alcohol in West Virginia?
In a still, in their stomach.
No, in mason jars.
Yeah.
And Guild wins the prize. It is Everclear. I got it with my mushroom kit. Just want to show you all the mushrooms with the mushroom kit.
Hang on, I'm going to make you big while you show that. There you go.
Yeah. So it is Everclear. It is for making mushroom tinctures. I took a class this week. See, there's the lion's mane. It is not for my personal consumption. They even ground up the chaga for me in this class.
Cool.
So I learned how to do the double process, so I can do both the water extraction and the alcohol extraction. And so,
Good.
but
All
yeah.
right. Yeah. There's some interesting things. And Mark just sent me a news article, and I'm going to share it on Gray Man Prepping for the Midnight Ride, because that is utterly stupid actions, which I'd like to point out on Gray Man Prepping's Midnight Ride of stupidity. But basically, our beloved three-letter agency that's supposed to protect our food stuck their heads so far up their butts they had to open their mouths to see, and they were wearing dark glasses when they did. They told Costco that they have to recall so many
80,000 pounds. I sent you the link.
Yeah, I got it already set up. 80,000
pounds
pounds
of butter, because why? They forgot to put a label on it that says may contain milk or milk product or dairy or some stupid thing. Really?
Yeah.
What's next? They're going to put a bag of peanuts out without it and have to recall that because it didn't say may contain nuts?
I have a dumpster. They could throw it all in.
Yeah, exactly. No, they won't. They'll pull it off the shelf and they'll have to take it and incinerate it so nobody can have it because you didn't know there was milk products in it. It's so dumb.
What they will do is they will pull it back and they will hire some below minimum wage people to unpackage it and just stack it on the thing, and they'll repackage it with the proper box on it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's laws about that. They'll probably just make up a sticker that fits in between something that says may contain milk.
Just slap stickers on it then. Yeah, that's probably
all
the
you
best
need
way
to do. Really?
Yeah, just slap stickers on it. Gee,
that's like
this is
like
made
a car
for butter.
battery says, your car battery says do not drink the contents. Okay.
Yeah, but so basically the sticker will say, gee, butter is the dairy product. Milk is a dairy product. Butter comes from separating, go through the whole thing.
No, butter
so
comes
this may contain milk.
Butter comes from the store just like beef and vegetables do. We don't need farmers. It just they have it there.
Yeah. Bill Gates creates it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tina Ladybug just came in on your side, Tammy.
Hi, Tina.
And if everybody's wondering why I keep telling her who's coming on her side, because I have the full chat on my screen here, and so I can see I can tell where they're coming from on mine since I initiated the live stream. So,
and I can't see anything on my phone.
Yeah, that's why I got my phone running on Tammy's side. I can't see what's on Gil's side, but you know what? Everybody got to get a piece of the action tonight. Tammy gets a piece of the action.
Yeah.
Thank you, because StreamYard did not stream the live I was on the other day with Gil to my channel.
Shocker.
I couldn't retrieve it.
They just put out new guidelines and things too, and I'm like, whatever.
And I tried to download
I violated the new guidelines already. They took down my latest short, the one I put to members only because I knew they weren't going to like it.
StreamYard took it down?
YouTube took it down.
Even though it's a members only.
even though it was a members only. I knew they wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And it was copyright free use, but it was I very rarely do this, but I took a clip of somebody else's content and then I was split screen with it and talking about it, but
Yeah, gotcha.
like they didn't
Yeah,
like
well, that's why everyone does that over on Facebook for the reels, because they can get Facebook will let them do that.
I already said it there before I posted it here.
Yeah.
They won't like it either.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over and cover some of the things we've covered already, because this actually, was it today? Tomorrow. Yeah, it would have been tomorrow. Would have been the 300 the 52nd the anniversary of talking about canning stuff and food preservation. And Little Lone Prepper just came in. Hey, so let's let me split this over. Oh, canning jar, cool.
That's not a canning jar. That's a Harry and David's jelly jar.
Yeah, well, you can use it for canning jelly. But come on, here we go.
I'm a rebel.
All right, so the first one we did was called winter canning. And so I just went through and we talked about winter canning. We talked about, why sometimes you want to can certain things in the winter, like toss it all in the freezer, like the tomatoes. You got 40,000 tomatoes, so you toss most of it in there. And during the wintertime, when they need to heat the house up, you start canning.
Ooh,
so that's what winter canning was.
I'll be right back. I got to go stir my rendering beef.
Okay. And then the second one we did was first time pressure canning. 1 jar of meals, and I am so ticked off right now. I've been looking around. I'm just taking a second look, because you know how you look someplace, something 3 times, and then you looked at it a 4th time. Oh, there it is. The book that Tammy and I were talking about when we did this, I can't find it anywhere. I went through all the cookbooks on the shelves, and I've been looking around here, because sometimes I stick, I'll use a book and I'll stick it around here somewhere, and I can't find it anywhere in the room here. And maybe I found it buried underneath the Doc Bones and Nurse Amy's 4th edition of the Emergency Medical Handbook, sitting on the shelf there. Anyways, so that's what we talked about. One jar meals. And that one actually bled over to a couple other following ones with more questions later on. People kept asking about it. So the 1 jar meal one was a big hit with a lot of information on that one. But I dropped 2 of them down. And then canning, we talked about canning jar and lid safety. When you get done with, after you wash a jar, you're reusing it, checking for chips and cracks. You muted.
I was saying nicks, but you said chips and cracks, so same thing.
Yeah, chips, cracks, nicks, scrapes, whatever. And lids, if you're reusing lids, you got to make sure that the rubber gasket isn't cracking, pulling away, whatever. Then the next one we did was dry soup mixes, or soup mixes dry in a canning jar. Oh, wait a minute. That kind of goes back to the 1 jar meal book, which was we did. We pulled it from that.
Yep.
And let's see, the next one here we did was same thing, cooking mixes. Hey, we're in the Christmas time now when we're doing this, so that's why all these ones, because these were gifts. Now, the reason I put this jar over here up there with it, because you don't really can these things, you just vacuum seal them. Well, that type of a lid, you can vacuum seal it.
Yeah, easy.
So easy. So you can reuse those type jars, the relish jars, the pickle jars, the come on, I just lost it. There's a bunch. Oh, the Smucker's high fructose corn syrup jelly, strawberry jelly jars.
Prego, my glass Prego spaghetti jars are her favorite.
Yeah, and
store brand.
Yeah, so for some of these one meal jars, soup mixes, cooking mixes, where you're dry canning stuff. Of course, some of the 1 meal jars are actual canning, but some of them are all dry mixes in there for doing whatever you're going to be doing. But you can use these other ones really simple because you're not actually canning it. Geeky Gardens is in the house. Had to, he's not the only one doing it.
Yeah. Me too.
See, that's where you create a second email account, and you create a second YouTube channel, and you put the risky ones over there, and you put a link video on your regular channel saying, hey, this is a video I made that may get booted, so it's over here on my disposable account. Go watch it and laugh.
Well, I used to post to Odyssey too, but and it was automatic, but YouTube has now stopped it from being automatically posted to Odyssey.
I have a Rumble account. I posted one of my tomato videos there. I've got like 800 likes, not likes, just 800 views.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's the only thing I have over there. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. I might post more, but Rumble's its own beast.
Yeah. I got to go double check, make sure that my auto feed to Rumble is still working from YouTube.
You have a channel on Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh, send me the link.
I just set it up, and I moved all my existing videos over there a year and a half ago.
No shit.
And then I set it up so it automatically feeds it over there. And I've gotten things from people seeing it over there. So
send me the link. I'll subscribe to it over there because I sub on Rumble. I got lots of channels I watch over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check your email because they just stopped that practice. So for Odyssey, so they said that they are not allowing that. So I don't know if they're doing the automatic.
That's because they don't want to lose business.
Exactly. That's exactly what they said too.
Well, the thing is, though, they're not actually losing business. They are they can't censor videos if it goes over there automatically and you take it down on YouTube. It stays up on Rumble.
Oh, there's a lot of people do live streams on YouTube, and they get to a point in their live stream, they're like, well, if you want to hear the continuation of this stream, go to my Rumble channel, because anything beyond that, they're going to boot me off of YouTube, and then boop, YouTube channel's done. Off to Rumble you go.
Yeah.
Or you just watch the whole thing on Rumble and call it a day.
And Shady Hill Homestead just came in on your side there as well, Tammy.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, so the next one here we did was canning stews. Another great winter thing to do.
I just ran out of that stew too.
Yeah. And then we shifted a little bit, talked about freezer meals, because it's not all about canning; it's about food preservation here.
Right.
And then the next page here. Oh, I did find this real cool bale lid jar here, Atlas one. On picture of it, so that's why I included it up here.
Yeah, that's the one I will never reuse because see, it's got the it uses a wire around the neck instead of having the embossed pivot hinge. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it doesn't have the embossed hinge pivots like the ball ones do.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. The next one we did was we talked about Dutch ovens, ways to cook in Dutch ovens. Specifically because at the time people were having power outages. And
I also found that really cool little Dutch oven that I got at a yard sale or a garage sale or somewhere. Yeah.
Because I don't know in the side chat, who in the side chat has as their primary cooking stove has an electric stove?
Not me.
Put a 1 down if you have an electric stove. Put a 2 down if you have a gas or propane. Yeah, I got
and I got a 3 for wood.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's going to be able to see it very well, but in the background up here is the electric stove, which I haven't used in a year and a half. And I got this stove here. Let me go around this way here so I point out. This here is a indoor-outdoor propane stove that's made for apartments. And so that's what I used when I was for canning and cooking on and everything else. Shady Hill Homestead, both. So we got Diana 2 has an electric, Sumi has an electric. Yeah, so that's why we're talking about ways to cook in Dutch ovens, because there's a lot of power outages going out. And if you have land, you can always put a fire pit in or put out the barbecue grill out there and stoke it up and cover it up. You don't want to sit there and constantly watch it like you can do with Dutch ovens. You can put it, stoke it, and come back, check on it every half hour or so, whatever, until it's cooked. Next one we did.
Was that my first one?
Yes.
That was the first one. Yeah, because Tammy was gone somewhere for that day. And so we started talking freeze drying.
I forget when I first hopped on with you doing anything. It might have been Dutch oven or the one before that.
Yeah, I think it was. And then we have started canning soups. The other one was dry soup mixes. This is actually canning the different soups: fish soup, turkey soup, beef, vegetable soups. We went through a whole bunch of them, and we pulled up and I shared it, and I have it here. If anybody wants it, I can do the PDF on it. Give me a second here. See if I can pull it up here, sneak it in here. There it is. It's going to pop up over on that side. Yeah, there it pops up. This is the 1945 Kerr canning one. However, there's updates. And Tammy, you want to talk about where they can find the updates at?
They're in the files at Rebel Canners.
Yeah.
The whole PDF and the updates.
Yeah. So 10 cents for this absolute fun book from 1945.
And no websites on there and no barcodes.
Huh.
Yep. And you can print it out yourself and put it in a 3-ring binder.
Yep, exactly.
Which is what I did.
And this is so cool. I mean, just some of the I would say the majority of the stuff in here, times are still good. Fish, they up the time on it, right?
Yep. The only thing that is different is fish went from the meat time to longer time. So it's 90 at 110 instead of 75 and 90.
Yeah. So, but boom. I like this here. Dang it. I should have taken a picture of this one and sent it to Trump's campaign headquarters. Food will build new America.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I think our new cabinet is going to take care of that. That's exciting.
Yeah. Let's hope
we won't get political tonight, but
let's get the ingredient listing on our foods down to the 4 ingredients in the food itself with no add-ins.
Yeah, I would like to get this take a photograph of this and send it to Joel. I always screw up pronouncing his last name. Schultz.
Saladin, but he's
Saladin. That's it.
Yeah. He is an advisor to the Secretary of Agriculture. You need to send this to RFK, our new Health and Human Services.
I want to send it to both of them.
He probably has a copy or two sitting on his bookshelf of canning and all the original stuff. Well, that's probably where most of his ideas came from. Which is great.
If anybody wants this a PDF, I can just email it to you. The email's at the bottom of the description. Let me throw it up here for just a second. Very simple. Camp Patton Family Compound at gmail.com. 2 P's in there. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this down.
Why do they show eggs there? Was it for
raising chickens in the city?
Oh yeah. Not anymore. Not with the codes and violations thereof.
Yeah. This is not true, Mark. You just need to go to your doctor and get your emotional support chicken registered.
There you go. Gotcha.
And then you can have your emotional support chicken producing butt nuggets and
butt nuggets. What if they're brown butt nuggets? They probably taste better.
Probably. That's what my grandmother swore by. Brown eggs were always tasted better. She only wanted brown eggs. In
Yeah.
a world of grocery store of white eggs, she would only accept brown eggs. So we had to.
I'm gonna have to
always-
tell my
Yeah.
wife to ask her friend next time she sees her. Mark wants to know if you have any more butt nuggets. She probably knows what it means too.
As far as chicken, what Tammy was saying about chickens getting your emotional support chicken, if you have several members of the family, you have each one of them get an emotional support chicken, including an emotional support rooster.
My
No,
my
don't get a
neighbor,
rooster. Yeah, whatever.
my neighbor in town, he got 6 or 8 emotional support chickens for his son, and the city could do absolutely nothing about it. And I said, more power to you.
Yep.
They didn't have an emotional support rooster, so why would anybody care?
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously, as long as they stay on their property and they don't have a rooster, it shouldn't be an issue.
Heritage, MB Heritage Farms just came in on your side, Tammy.
Hi.
All right. So the next topic we did was
Tempered glass.
where, because it's what was going on with what happened in with the invasion of the Red Dragon, and everybody wanting to can stuff at home and buying up all the jars. A certain company started cutting out the tempering process, and just to get the jars out there, because they wanted to get the jars out there to make their almighty dollar. And
But there are two companies right now that are still tempering their glass.
Mhm.
So you just
Yeah.
have to buy from Azure Standard or Superb.
Yep. And so we talked all about that, and we also talked about the cookware, i.e. Pyrex, what happened to Pyrex and how they changed the type of sand they use in making their glass.
I was at Goodwill the other day, and they had those Pyrex that exploded on me on the shelf out there, and I'm like, how are they were all recalled. How are these things still on? You can still find them.
Because people, they say, oh, we're recalling this, and they don't want to go through the hassle of doing it. I've never had it explode on me. I take care of it. So they kept it. And then when that person passed away, they gave it to Goodwill.
Yeah. Well, I did not buy it, nor will I ever have that in my home again.
Yeah, but is the recall still valid? Can you send that back to them and get a new one? Huh.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I will not have that in my home. The brown stovetop ware, I will not. I don't care. They can reassure me.
It was the brown Visions ware, that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, because we still have some Visions in the basement somewhere.
Well, I was living in a small apartment. I had a galley kitchen. I got it brand new for my wedding, and I turned the stove off. It was an electric stove. I turned that stove off. I went into the bathroom in the other room. That's the only thing that saved my life, because that pan wound up in the wall embedded, and it was a little tiny galley kitchen. It would have taken.
Were you cooking on the? Was that the one you can cook right direct on the stovetop with?
Yeah, it was made for stovetop.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Little handle, looks like a saucepan.
Yep.
And that thing shattered into I don't know how many pieces, and one piece was in the wall. And and I threw that whole set out, and never again.
Yeah, Kaylin's saying the thrift store staff
they don't
probably
know.
never knew.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know, but it's still out there. You
called out there, they can't.
you need to be aware when you buy things used.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. All right, sorry. Back to canning breads and cakes.
Anyways, so the next one we did was canning breads and cakes, and that was that drove CR up the wall.
Yep.
Where is he? He's got to be hungry somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's hungry somewhere, but he's not coming in here because he knew what was going to happen. Because that's all we're talking about is food. And then the next one we did. Come on, there we go. We talked about canning dairy, sort of generically. We broke this down more later on, but what we were mainly talking about canning milk, and whether it's cow milk, goat milk, yak milk,
Yak milk. Almond milk. Oh, wait.
That's not dairy.
It's nut juice. Anyway.
So, yeah, and since the last couple months, I have found a couple channels posting. They have YouTube channels. They also have big channels on Facebook, and they do a lot of reels on their Nature's Raw whole milk. And so, yeah, and they talk about, if you want to preserve this, you can it.
I think in about 6 months, raw milk is going to become a very, very, very popular thing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Did you see the hat? He had one of the hats like I was given that says "Make Milk Raw Again." He was wearing it, so yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Cool.
47 has a "Make Milk Raw Again" hat.
Yeah. All right, and then we went into a big topic: canning jams and jellies, and what's the other? There were like 4 or 5 different. There's jams, jellies,
conserves,
chutney,
butters, chutney,
currants. Yeah, we covered a lot on this one. I mean, basically, I think we went an hour and a half on this one.
And we could have divided it into 4, right? Or 5.
Oh yeah, and we did come back and revisit it a little bit later on. And then we talked about cold pack versus hot pack, because for the month before that was a big hot topic on your Facebook page. Everybody was talking about, well, can I cold pack this or do I have to hot pack it? That was the big question going out. All right, and then where are we here? Canning hot dogs and sausages. Yes, people, you can do it. In fact, they sell it in the store can. Yeah. So they sell it in the store can. You can do it.
Which are like mini hot dogs.
Well, they had I had the pictures on for this one. I had pictures of, I forget the brand, they had like 5 or 6 hot dogs in the jar they sold at the store canned. So you could take it camping without it being refrigerated and have hot dogs at your campsite. Sorry, I'm also looking at the thing here.
Just an added note: you can't freeze dry a hot dog. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah,
way too much fun.
All right, Cannon put something up here. So it says saw. I know what it's.
Yeah.
Oh, powdered camel milk. Yes.
Yes.
Camel milk is actually supposed to be really healthy for your gut. A lot of people who are allergic to other kinds of milk use it to help heal their gut. I have not. This is just stories I've heard from them. I am not promoting any health benefits. I don't know. I've never tasted it. I've never used it personally, but I have heard a lot of personal testimonies to that effect.
Yeah. Oh, and so Walt's been a member for 2 years now, and
MB Heritage
membership has its privileges. Cute one, Walt. All right, next one here we talked about. There we go. Canning sauces. This one we could have gone on for a long time on.
We need to revisit it, but divide it up into groups.
Yeah, because when I was looking for the book on the one jar meals and stuff, I once again came across on the bookshelf in there 2 massive, that wide books on sauces that were my mom's.
Ooh.
Yes.
I still have all my culinary school books with all the sauces in it, but
yeah.
This year we did a cherry barbecue sauce, and it was really good.
Nice.
Ooh. I just thought of a topic. Hang on, I got to put it in here before I forget about it. Let me jump over here, bring up the calendar, and I'll throw it down in here. The next opening we have is January 13th, and that's going to be cooking. Yeah, cook. I'll do cooking. Cooking library.
Ah, there we go.
That will make a great topic, and we'll probably have to revisit that one a couple times too. It's all the books that people suggest. I mean, it's going to be like book review time.
I've done a few. I've done a few book reviews, and my stuff is still out in the camper. I don't have my stack of books by the bed like I usually do.
Later, Howie.
Night, Howie. All right. Yeah. And the thing is, when I say canning sauces, what's the first sauce that comes to everybody's mind?
Tomato sauce.
Applesauce.
Sure.
Well, applesauce comes second or third. What comes first to my mind is spaghetti sauce.
Yeah,
Ooh,
tomato
yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
And then sloppy Joe sauce type mix stuff, meat sauces.
Don't forget. Wait.
Hey,
You forgot
my
baby
son,
sauce.
whose birthday it is today, he loves sloppy Joes. His brother hates sloppy Joes.
I
think it's
absolutely hate them with a
I'm not.
passion.
I was never a sloppy Joe. I ate it with my friends' houses. I was like, it's literally ground beef with like ketchup and flavor and stuff on a bun.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, give me barbecue or a burger. Stop grinding it up and adding garbage to it.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple more people in here. Peace Journey came in on your side, Tammy, and Tammy
you.
Harder, the other Tammy, just came in on my side.
Hi, Tammy.
MB Heritage Farms came in on Tammy's side.
Yeah.
Yep. He said it. Hi, MB.
All right. So after sauces, we went to canning the ugly food. Canning
Ugly chicken.
ugly chicken. Yeah. And one of the big things, top points on that one was some things turn ugly when you can them. They're still delicious. You just don't want to look at it.
Well, this week, Meyer has turkey 33 cents a pound.
We got 30 cents a pound turkey. I now have we just cooked one last week.
Yeah.
I got another one because my dog's on a bland food diet right now. So he gets all the white meat, damn it. And I get all the dark meat in the soup. So I'm
which
making
Meyer is that?
What's that?
Which Meyer is that? Fred Meyer?
No,
the other-
Meyer. Meyer's Thrifty Acres.
Okay.
I got mine at Lidl, which is the alternate of Aldi.
I don't know though. The thing is, Friedrich Meyer did start Meyer's in Greenville, Michigan, and Fred Meyer is somewhere else, which is weird because both of them are named Fred. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I never understood the difference between the two.
Yeah. Okay. So canning chicken, we covered all about canning chicken. We talked about saving the bones, making bone broth to use in canning the next batch. Yeah, that was a really interesting one there. And then we went to canning vegetables. I am biting my tongue, trying not to say something political.
Yeah, I know. We went over it on that one, so we'll just leave that one alone.
Yeah. And then we went to where's the cow? Canning beef. Where's the beef? And as a takeoff from this one later on, and we'll have it on the list here, we went to tallow. So that'll be coming up here later. Let's see what else we have here. We talked about canning fruit and nut butters.
Is there dairy in that nut butter? Because if there isn't, you didn't put a label on it, I'm going to have to recall it. Just send it to me. I'll make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one where you opened and ate your peanut butter
Yes.
from? How
And
old
I
was
literally
that?
made a couple sandwiches the other night from 2017. My recanned Cisco brand peanut butter with God only knows what was in there. But it's still good. I was hungry the other night. I was just like, I'm having a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Didn't feel like opening a new bottle. I'm like, oh, I got this jar from 2017. Let me smell that one. Yep, still smells the same. It's all those chemicals keep it from going bad.
Yeah.
Must be it's working.
All right. And then we shifted to canning pork. And actually on the chicken, the vegetables, all of these here, we were bringing up, I was bringing up that, that 1945 Kerr book, and we were reading out of it what it said about times and stuff like that. And then we talked about what is hard to can. That is one, if you don't want to go back and look at one, that's a good information one. Talk about what's easy to can, what's hard to can. And I'm not sure, I think we also included in what's hard to can, what somebody will never can again.
Funny story. Funny you should mention that.
Oh no, did you get more potatoes?
My niece, who's living here on the family compound with me, she's like, I had a job for you. You need to help me because I'm teaching her to can. She canned when she was young, but she hasn't done it in many years. And so she's getting back into it. So I'm helping her. I'm like, oh, yeah. She goes, yeah. I got a 50-pound bag of potatoes. I want you to help me with that. I'm like, oh, no. I am not your woman. No.
I'm gonna help you take that. I'm gonna help you take that 50-pound bag, throw it in the mulch pile, and drag your sorry butt over to my house. You could take half of what I got.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no. Nope.
That's not help. You just wanted the labor to peel them.
Yeah.
Probably.
And Skinner Farms is here. All right, let's see.
I'm so glad you're doing better, Josh.
Yeah. And Sumi put this up here. I realized why alcohol is hard to can. It doesn't last long enough to get in the jars.
Yeah, yep, there you go.
It
All
does
right.
when you add all sorts of weird herbs to it and call it a tincture.
Yeah, true. All right, and then we talked about the best stoves for canning and how the canners react on the stoves and what you got to do to get certain canners to work on certain stoves. So this was like that type of informational and workaround for ones that have certain types of stoves, which seem to always have problems canning and ways you can work around it. Let's see. I froze. So favorite things to can, the opposite of the hard things to can. Canning pie fillings. Oh yes. I think everybody gained a couple pounds on that live stream just from the topic. And recanning bulk foods. There are still this is still coming up. Questions on Rebel Canners on the Facebook page.
Yep.
You know,
certain things you don't want to recan, vegetables and stuff, because it's already been canned. You just destroy it.
Yeah.
But tomato sauce and pizza sauce, yeah. Well, my wife just picked up 6 number 10 cans of some kind of imported tomato sauce that she loves, and a friend of her loves it, and she can only get it in a case of 6. I'm like, I'll be recanning that because it ain't gonna last more than a couple of years in a metal can. So in the jars they go.
And of course, Tammy's favorite thing to recan. Tammy, you're muted.
This came up this week too. You know, the popular things that I never think of. I like to I have like mushrooms and olives. And I would have never thought to recant olives in smaller jars, buy them in bulk and do them in smaller jars.
Wow, yeah, because those like from Cisco or U.S. Foods, you get them in the number 10 cans for restaurants.
Yeah, and they're pretty much the same price as the little jars. So, yeah.
That's why I did pizza. I used to do that Don Pepino pizza sauce because a number 10 can was like $4, but the little tiny cans were like 99 cents a piece. I
recant cheese sauce for that reason. I can get a big, huge cheese sauce for $4.88 at Walmart. But if you buy one of those little ones in the
$1.49.
Yeah. So
I actually have 2 number 10 cans of cheese sauce in the basement. I gotta recan. I've been down there for a few years. I have to smell it and make sure it's okay still.
Yeah, Sumi, a number 10 can of olives. You can get it from the wholesale, probably what's that? Webstron.
Webstron store. Yep.
Yeah, but you can also get it from U.S. Foods. And the U.S. Foods has bought up the at least here on the West Coast. I'm not sure how far east they go. The Smarten Finals, and so they're all and Cash and Carry are all under U.S. Foods now, and they've changed some of the stores to the U.S. Food Chef store.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive, but you can still save money on some of them if you watch real close. Walmart has a bulk food aisle with number 10 cans, and it's not the whole aisle. It's only like a shelving unit on a part of an aisle.
You
But
can
they
do
have-
even better if you have a friend with a restaurant that has U.S. Foods and lets you buy stuff at cost.
True. Very true.
Yes.
But, you know,
Yes.
we don't all have a friend in the restaurant business.
I know.
Yeah.
And my friend in the restaurant business is 4 towns over and an hour drive away.
Yeah.
Well, then order a whole lot of stuff and make it worth the trip.
And Kaylin came up with an idea. I mean, she was being funny. She put LOL on it. But seriously, recan veggies if you want baby food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they can be real soft and mushy because
Well, they're already soft and mushy when they're canned the first time.
Unless it's corn.
Yeah, but
All
I don't think you want to
right,
make corn at the baby food.
Yeah. No. The more I read about corn and its makeup,
Yeah.
the less I want to eat it. Okay, so, and one of Tammy's least favorite ones was
Tammy needs to take a bathroom break right now. Go ahead, Tammy. We'll see you in a minute.
was canning potatoes, because canning potatoes is big up here in Idaho. We talked about the different types of canners, from my Presto here, which was my mom's, to, and I can't still have a picture of it here, but it's on there. We got a 21 quart All-American. Actually, we got 2 because a good friend of ours, when she passed away, her husband gave us her 21 quart All-American.
Nice.
So, yeah. And we talked about some of the other ones, also a bunch of the other different brands and stuff. I did a lot of research and pulled up a lot of names and pictures of some of the older brands. Some are no longer around, but a bunch of them stuff. And so this was I believe this was really informative stuff for the different types of canners, including electric canners and Instapots, which are electric, but they're multi-function things.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Food Summit in Ohio.
June.
That was, yeah.
Hey, Peace Journey just put a comment up on Tammy's side.
Peace Journey, I want to know.
Yes, I do that.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are great. Dehydrated mushrooms, powdered in a jar, desiccant pack. You're good for a long time. Freeze dried, different story, because it's a moisture absorption issue at that point.
Yeah.
So I take a lot of dehydrated mushrooms. These are the ones that I just got from that class. But I dehydrate a lot of mushrooms when I find them on sale, grind them into powder, and use it as seasoning on roast, on steaks.
Yep. I throw
Yeah.
mine in soups and stews and stuff. And
Yeah. Like some of these are more medicinal than they are tasty, but when you mix them all in, you don't even know that.
Okay. And Tammy, can you remember off the top of your head the dates for 2025 Food Summit?
I don't have them.
probably
think
right
it's
around
like
the same time as last year.
Yeah, it's in
It's
like the 20th,
middle.
21st or something of June.
Yeah.
It's usually on,
yes.
but it's on the same days of the week.
It's
which
always
is-
on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at the 3rd week of June, and that's when the Food Summit is most likely going to be. And you can also do a search on the Food Summit Independence, the Food Independence Summit. Yeah. Okay. Kaylin says,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a Power Pressure XL. It'll do 4 pints. It's the same kind of thing.
Sorry, going back up here. Favorite is mushrooms. Second is jalapenos.
Yeah, jalapeno
Yes.
peppers. That's some
Yeah.
that's some kick butt stuff there if you throw it in your cheese sauce or in your tomato stuff.
Hang on. I'm gonna put
And-
something over here. Add something over here on it to.
And
In here,
my
I got-
favorite, cayenne powder.
I got a bunch of those right now. I got to string up. Then I might powder them up and put a mask on and do it outside with a fan blowing at 1,000 miles an hour. Because last time I did that, my nose burned for a week because I got
Yeah,
a
I
little
just-
bit of that dust that came out of my spice grinder.
I just added a topic for processing peppers for next year. Put it out there for next year, so that's in there for that.
I just put a whole bunch of green peppers in the freezer, chopped them up. I did a whole bunch of them sliced, and I did some whole for stuffed peppers and then I got these cayennes and I got jalapenos that I put in there because I'm going to have to. I cleaned out my cousin's garden. He's like, "Hey, we're going to have a hard frost. I'm gone. You want to take anything out of the garden, come get it." So I wasn't planning on doing the cayenne peppers, but I have a video coming out tomorrow about doing peppers.
Cool, excellent. And Peace Journey talks about cucumber and aloe powder for salves, moisturizers,
Yep.
soap, conditioners. Yeah, cool, excellent. All right, and then we did freeze drying science because Tammy was somewhere else at the time.
Probably at the Independence Summit.
No, because the Independent Summit report was after it. So this was
I volunteered 2 weeks at church camp. That was the first week of church camp.
yeah. And so we talked about the another way of doing stuff, freeze drying, and Mark showed us some of the stuff he has and things he does on it. And the next one here, yeah, I couldn't find a blue jar with the transparent background on it, unfortunately. And then we went into the science of canning, and both water bath, actually, but not both, multiple things. Water bath, pressure canning, steam canning, and kettle.
Open kettle.
Open kettle.
Open kettle, yeah. And then we talked about canning high acid foods. Let's see. Different types of water. This one threw people for a loop. I think we had more people in there because they want to, what types of water are you canning?
We got the
What do you mean
dehydrated
different
water,
water?
the freeze dried water, and the water. And now coming soon, if I can say this without getting banned, the fluoride free water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, our city here is fluoride free because it's straight out of the well and they don't add anything to it.
Yeah. Mine's not. Anyway.
Yeah. One of the things on the different types of water, and I'm going to want to bring it up again here, is Tammy shared the recipe for canning saline solution for medical emergencies.
Yep.
And you don't have to do a lot of it. If you can fit 12 pints in your canner, you only got 11 in there, make one up. Put it in there. Can water.
Yep.
All right, next thing here was, things you don't want to freeze dry. Another one for Mark.
That was the other week I worked at church camp.
Yep. And he covered a bunch of things that you do not want to freeze, such as lard and tallow. And
Hot
Bacon,
dog.
fatty things, hot dog. Yeah. All
Yeah.
the fun stuff. Sorry, can't do it.
yeah.
That's not true. You freeze dry candy. That's some of the fun stuff.
Yeah, and I went into that. It's not. You're not freeze drying it. You're putting it under a vacuum and heating it and just letting it expand.
Yeah.
I went on that one. On another one, everybody's like, "Oh, it's freeze dried Skittles. It takes an hour." It's like, no, literally, it takes 12 minutes. But that's another story. I won't do it because it ruins the oil in my pump. So I'm like, forget it. Not doing candy ever.
Oh, Mark, at the end, I want to talk to you about the new pumps out. All right. Then we went to low sugar canning. This is something the staff sergeant has been doing in California. There was low sugar canning for the apricot jams and peaches and nectarines.
I did blueberry jam with no sugar. I just cooked it low and slow, cooked it down. That stuff, it took 2 days to gel, but it gelled up all by itself because there's so much pectin in it.
Yeah.
And my buddy, I gave it to a friend of mine. He pretty much ate all 18 pints.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, it took him a few years, but it was his favorite, and that's all he could eat. And I was just like, that's fine. You can have it all. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, which is something good for those that are diabetic and can't have sugar stuff. Found out one year that the one federal security director was diabetic and he can't eat any sugar. And so my wife tried doing a no sugar thing for him, but she didn't have success with it. So, we just use that. Use it as an ice cream.
Turn into a sauce for a sugar-free ice cream. That's all right.
Yeah. Let's see. And we talked about canning thumper. We haven't done. Did we? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe it's coming up still. Canning Bambi.
We did venison. Well, we've talked about it many times.
Yeah. All right, and then canning on a wood fire for those that are have power outages and stuff. And there were some power outages going on because of the winds and stuff and the high temperatures and everybody using their AC and power outages. So that's one of the reasons we talked about this is, hey, you can still can stuff from the garden, do it outdoors campfire style like the Amish do and my great grandmother did. And yeah.
And Tammy does.
And Tammy does.
Tammy cans when she goes camping.
Yes, I know.
I draw the line.
Hey, Tammy forages when she goes camping. And
I know. Well,
people who camp with me are always
eat the fish.
People who camp with me are always excited when I find stuff that I can. I did a jam and jelly from all forage stuff, and my fellow campers were very excited to learn how to make jelly and get to eat forage.
I used to just
jelly.
irritate the other campers because everything I cooked, I was making bread. I was making all kinds of stuff camping, just me and my daughter, and people would walk by to be like, what are you making? I'm like, bread? Really? You're making bread? It's like, yeah. And they'd walk over, I'd show them the Dutch oven, and I made the bread and it's cooked and it's done. I'm like, okay, you want a piece? I brought enough to make like 20 loaves because I figured everybody's involved at camp. The owner of the camp, I just gave him a couple loaves because he knew what I did. So, and he didn't give me crap for bringing a refrigerator to the camping cabin instead of buying ice from him every day.
So Mark was just talking about camping and making bread and stuff like that, camping and driving everybody else crazy with all the wonderful smells. All right. The next one was canning applesauce and juice. And I froze. And cider. Difference between juice and cider was covered, and talked about different ways of canning applesauce, open kettle, water bath, pressure canning, all the fun stuff on that. And I put this one up here just for you, Tammy.
Oh, thank you.
Superb.
Love the lids. And they make jars now too.
Yep. Yeah, I love their ads for it. They got the jars and they go and punt it like a football. Open it up and the jars are fine because of special packing they do for them.
And that packing's reusable. It's actually a drying rack so that you can use it again and again. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then there was one of this was Tammy's requested one to do was talk about elderberries and the health benefits of them and preservation. That's one you guys might want to go back and look at as well.
I bought dried elderberries and dried echinacea today. My granddaughter has a cold and I don't have any elderberries right now, so I had to go buy dried ones.
All right. And then we talked about canning fish, everybody went ew, and then we talked canning salmon, canning tuna, and everybody wasn't quite so ew about it. And let's see here, canning squash. Talked about that. Canning frozen foods. Basically, one of these reprocessing ones. We talked about, oh, Wally World has, such and such, all these bags of broccoli or cauliflower on sale, or peas, beans, or whatever else.
Don't talk about the broccoli and cauliflower. That's a pickling only.
Yeah,
maybe.
And that's what we talked about. What ones you can and what ones you need to pickle, and process other ways. So that was a sort of a separating the stuff one. And then, of course, we talked about the one where Mark took over because of his extensive training, food handling, sanitation.
Yep.
And see, then we moved into lard and tallow, and talked about the different lards and tallow, and came up with why lard and tallow are the gold standard. Tammy, what is the platinum standard?
Bear
fat. Yeah.
Bear fat. It's good for all sorts of things you wouldn't think of.
Yeah. And then we moved into another fat, butter.
Yep.
Oh,
by the way, just so you know, it's a milk product. May contain milk.
Yeah, making it just might contain some dairy product in it.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Thank you, FDA, for being asinine. Yes, I said it. There is a channel out there I've been following some of her reels on. She's a carnivore channel, and her name is the Steak and Butter Girl. And she eats a lot of butter with her steak. She eats 2 meals a day, a lot of steak, and other beef and stuff, and everything else. But she always has butter with it: garlic butter, plain butter, salted butter, unsalted butter. Yeah.
Peanut butter.
No. And then we talked about canning broths, which I'm going to should be doing. I'm going to try to do this week because I picked up. I now got 16 quart containers of the broth from Winco. It was on sale, so I got 16 quarts to can. So let's get it out of that plastic lined wax cardboard box. Come on, there we go. And when we did a which one, dehydrating or canning, and we also threw freeze drying in there.
Yep.
And then we talked about air drying herbs and root vegetables. And one of the things on that I wanted to talk about was storing apples, and I forgot to mention it.
Well, we should
we'll have to get back to that one.
Do that as another topic.
Yeah, and so we'll talk about
long-term storage on fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, for root cellar long-term storage of it. That way people know we're not talking about dehydrating or anything else on it. We're talking about packing it away. And tonight, ta-da!
And we got it done in an hour.
We got it done in an hour. So once again, if anybody has any questions on specific canning topics they'd like to see us address, or free throws, or freeze drying, or dehydrating, or any way of preserving food, you can send an email to Tammy at rebelcanners@gmail.com, or you can send an email to me and I'll add it to the schedule here, because we really want to do things that you guys are interested in, so that you can do things better.
I was able to create a new iCloud email last night, not giving it out right now, for my other channel, not the Chef Tech channel, but for the other channel, which apparently nobody has yet, so it went right through, and that one is set up on my spare phone because I had to log in that so I can use my old iPhone SE as a camera only. But, I'm like, you know what? It said, do you want to set up a new iCloud account? Sure. It's free. I'll take it.
Yeah, so Mark was talking about setting up a free iCloud account, email account, so he gets a another YouTube channel.
Yeah, or Twitter or whatever else I want to use.
Yeah.
So I get banned again. But
Yeah. All right. So that's what we got going. So going forward here. Any questions? If they pop up in the middle of the week, I don't care. Send me an email. You don't have to send it to me on certain days or anything. Just send it so I can add it to the schedule. Because right now I've got stuff out through January 13th on the schedule here. But I can show if it's a really important topic that Tammy I think is important, we'll just switch things around and bring it to the head of the line. Yeah. Thank you, Kaylin, for adding that. So that other thing will be coming out later, like you said. So let me go back up to the top here so I can see what's coming up this week. All right. So tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping, the topic is my novels and how you can get one. And I wrote 12 pages so far today in the one novel. And I also went back on several others had to do correlation so everything synchronizes properly date-wise and the stories, because they interact between each other occasionally on the different people from the different novels in different parts of the country. And so I was doing that as well. So I got 12 pages more done on Scout Ninja book number 2. A Ninja is Silent. And for those who are wondering, it is 30% romance on that one. My friends hate me. My male friends hate me because I got a couple of them crying.
You literally wrote a romance novel? Are you kidding me?
I said 30%. Basically, all right. So just a little quick gist on it, but I'll be talking about it tomorrow. The Scout is 17 and a half year old. I'm getting echoes. Okay, so the Scout is a 17 and a half year old Eagle Scout, Denali Scout, a Denali Award winner from the different parts of it, and from the Venture Cruise has the 2 highest on that archery champion stuff, and he's been pining after this girl, the Ninja, who's the same age, who's actually 1 day older than he is. For years, but he keeps getting told when he asks about her, oh yeah, some guy, her boyfriend is so-and-so, and she hates this guy that's claiming to be her boyfriend. And they finally actually run into each other and have to talk. And as she said, Cupid wasn't using his arrows that day. He was using Law's rockets, and the next morning he dropped a Moab on me. Yeah. They went head over heel, and it's during disaster, so they're fighting to stay alive, and the romance is in the air, and it's anyway. So anyway, sorry. So that's coming up tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping. Thursday on Gray Man Prepping is the Midnight Ride. Friday back here is When Storms and Gardens Collide, and we talk about ways you can preventative things you can do ahead of time and help talk about things to recover and ways to learn from storms to better protect your gardens. Saturday on Gray Man Prepping for Survival Saturday is dealing with youth in a difficult situation. So, and then next Monday here is human-powered food processing. Yeah,
You froze.
And I froze. So yeah, human-powered food processing is next Monday. If I can get my tongue untied here. I
human power food to I process food humanly every day. Yep. It's processed.
Yeah. All right, so that's what's coming up here, and thank you everyone for coming in and checking out. And so all of the I have a playlist called live streams, and it covers the Monday night and Friday night live streams for here on Gray Man Prepping. So you can just go back and check them out. And hopefully we will have other topics that you guys really want to hear about. All right. So with that, Tammy, not Thursday this week. Okay.
No, don't. There's my son is in a play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so you won't see me any of those nights.
Yeah, you'll be at the parking lot going, "Dang on school! Why are they blocking my Wi-Fi?"
That would be why I will be in that parking lot, and I will not have Wi-Fi.
So do you have any cell phone signal there? Or no.
But she's all right. All right, everyone. So thank you. No cell phone. Okay. So everyone, thank you for coming by. Don't forget, you can Mark has 2 channels, Chef Tech and Mad Chick. And he's put out some videos on Chef Tech here, some good ones too. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night over on Gray Man Prepping. And in the meantime, stay happy, stay safe. Start an indoor garden because Gray Man Prepping is doing an indoor garden challenge for 2025. All right, take care, everyone.
Have a good night.